Hello viewers, I am back with another video on Curiosity Catalase. You can see behind me, this is a willow tree, a weeping willow tree, and there is another one out there, and there are a couple of others all around this lake. So a few days back I was passing by this tree and I noticed something unusual about them. So the fact that spring is here and all the trees are supposed to blossom their flowers. So what I noticed on these trees was these drooping branches of the willow did not have the leaves, which was quite obvious because they shed their leaves in the fall, and here I have the dead leaves on the grass. These beautiful structures you can see at the point in spring when there are no leaves on this tree. You can see these inflorescence, the clusters of flowers on them, and there are like all over the branch. If you just see all over, all the branches have just the inflorescence, beautiful inflorescence, yellow colored. So in this branch you can see these long structures. These are the inflorescence, and the interesting thing is these are catkins. If you know of catkins, catkins by definition are clusters of flowers or inflorescence which are unisexual, that is they're either male or female. They don't have both reproductive structures, and at the same time they are sessile flowers. That means they don't have stalks or like the pedicels of the flowers, so they just grow. There is a central stalk on the inflorescence which grows along the length, and there are clusters of flowers all around which are actually sessile flowers and unisexual at the same time. So if you look at these closely, these yellow structures at the tip of these little stalks are actually the stamens. And another interesting thing about these catkins is that I think I won't be able to show that in this zoom, but if you see that, you can't notice any petals on these flowers. So actually these flowers are just these stamens essentially. There are no petals and no sepals surrounding the reproductive structure, so it's just the stamens on this flower. Also, if you notice around this inflorescence, the catkin, there is a cluster of leaf-like structures. I feel these are the bracts, but possibly they can also be the leaves which are going to sprout once the flowers mature and die off, turn into fruit. So the leaves would sprout out after that. So this is the male catkin. That means this humongous tree out here, the weeping willow, is actually a male tree. So this is the other willow tree, and let's just check the catkins on these branches. So here is the branch, and yes, there are some catkins. The one you can see here, this one, and the other one. Okay, so carefully notice this catkin. This is apparently really different from the other one. Let me get the other one here so we can compare. Here it is. Okay. Yeah. So this was the male catkin that we identified, and here is the other one, the female one. And apparently they are a lot different if you notice. So the male one had like the spikes, the yellow colored stamens on the top, and this one does not have that. It is little green in color, and if you see, these are actually stalks which are pistils, and that proves that this is the female flower. And similarly, as it was in the male flower, even these do not have any petals or sepals, so that means it's just the pistil hanging out from the flower. So these are the two branches, the female and the male willow. So the interesting thing to notice here is that these beautiful catkins actually pollinate across different trees. So another thing I observed here was that The tree that we studied earlier was actually a male tree. This one is female, and the other one, which is on the other side of the male tree, is also female. So that's quite interesting. So a male surrounded by two female trees. So that means the central male tree can accessibly pollinate the two female trees on the sides. So this was my interesting observation about these weeping willow trees. So if you have some weeping willow trees around you, so then go out and observe these interesting catkins right now before it's late. So I hope to make more videos on spring as it proceeds. So thank you for watching this video, and do not forget to like, subscribe and share.